Welcome to our She Rises podcast, Confetti Conversations, where together we'll discuss topics with a cup of coffee and a handful of confetti. Join our host, author and speaker Holly Wagner and her friends as they share their experiences on real issues, real questions from you, and throw in a little random nonsense along the way.
And we are continuing the discussion just about how we navigate. How do we navigate the storm we find ourselves in? This virus that's surrounding us, it will end, like the storm will end. But what are some of the things that we can do in the middle of it? And maybe you're like me, I just need something I can do, right? So what are the things that I can do? And I'm using as my model what the Apostle Paul did in Acts 27 when he was shipwrecked and they encountered this storm, and he made some decisions that saved everyone's life and got them close enough, to the shore that they could actually then swim there. But what did he do? Well, one of the things I've mentioned a few in the previous conversation, so if you haven't listened yet, go ahead on. But the thing I want to talk about today that he did was in order to lighten the ship, lighten the load, because again, it was getting battered by waves. In order to lighten the load, they dropped the cargo overboard. So they dropped the cargo. This is where they would have. Paul was a prisoner on this ship headed for Rome, but the ship itself was a cargo ship, and the owners were planning on making money from that cargo. But in order to survive, they had to throw that cargo overboard. And then it also said that they threw the ship's tackle and furniture. So it's like they're throwing off the chairs, they're throwing off the ability to maybe fish, some of the equipment. They started throwing it overboard because when it comes down to surviving or the cargo, it was not really a question. So they threw things off. They let stuff go. Now I have a new granddaughter. She's my favorite little human, and she can sing Let It Go with the best of them. But maybe that's what we should do. So I started thinking, for me, what is it that I can let go of? So here we are, my life is getting battered just like yours, right? So what can I let go of that might be weighing down my ship? And fear would be something to let go of. Now, it's reasonable that we might be concerned or we might be tempted to worry, but fear is not helpful. It's not helpful. So maybe the thing that you need to throw overboard is your fear. And maybe you have to picture yourself doing it. I don't know, like throwing it overboard, but maybe it's finding, just even some scriptures about faith and confidence in God and speaking those out loud. God hasn't given us a spirit of fear. Power and love and a sound mind, that's what it says. So maybe it's time to throw that fear overboard, the fear that might be shouting loud in your head. And fear in all its forms has to be conquered because it is destructive. So throw that fear overboard. And then maybe it's expectations, maybe unrealistic expectations. I think sometimes the way we sabotage relationships is by having unrealistic expectations. We expect things from the other that we've honestly never communicated, or that it's not their place to meet anyway. It's not their place to meet that expectation. So maybe in this situation, we have unrealistic expectations about people, the people in our house, the ones we're living day in and day out with. Maybe there's unrealistic expectations there, or just unrealistic expectations from the government or life or whatever it would be. Maybe you need to throw those overboard so that you're not living your life with this constant disappointment in people and in the circumstances. And then, I don't know what's going on in your life, but the Bible says sin weighs us down. So are there some habits in your life, some hang-ups that you need to get rid of? I don't know what that would be. Maybe it's worries. Maybe it's words that you say that are damaging to people. Maybe it's a behavior that you have that's destructive. For me, sometimes I can be disrespectful to my husband. Well, that's not a good thing. So maybe now is the time to actually throw that disrespect off the boat. right? So what is it that you can throw over? How can you lighten your load? Because again, this storm will end. We will get through this. And we want to be stronger. We want to be healthier when we do. And so what is it that you can let go of? What do you need to throw over? Is it like me? Is it fear? Is it unrealistic expectations? Is it disrespect? I don't know. Is it what kind of sin? I don't know. But why don't you just take a look at it and maybe just ask yourself, what can I throw off today? What can I throw off the boat that I'm on today so that I can get through this stronger? All right, because we're in this together. All right, love you. Oh, confetti. Can't have a conversation without confetti. Yay. Ooh, I threw a lot. All right, I love you. Bye.
Thanks for joining us today. If you have a topic you'd like to submit, we'd love to hear from you. Please email us at sherises@oasisla.org. And for more information about She Rises, Holly Wagner, or our upcoming She Rises events, including our annual conference, please visit sherises.com. And make sure you're following us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at SheRisesLA.